Hey guys, let's finish up rotations and then we'll jump right into our new transformation called a reflection. So to get our rule right here, which is missing right now, we got to find a pattern between the pre-image and the 270-degree counterclockwise rotation. So the pattern that I saw is that if you take the opposite of the x-coordinate and make it y, and you take your y-coordinate and you make it x, you get your new prime coordinate. Let's see if it works over here. Take the opposite of the x-coordinate and make it y. Take the y-coordinate and make it x. Yep, that rule seems to be working here as well. There's our new prime coordinate. And let's try it one more time. Take the opposite of x and make it y. Yep. And then take y and make it x. Yep, pattern's working for that as well. And I can confirm that that one works as well. So let's just write it down exactly the way that we said it. If you take the opposite of x and make it y, opposite of x, and put it in the place of y, and then you take the y and you put it in the place of x, so take y and put it in the place of x, you get your new rule. And as I was looking through your assignments on Schoology, I noticed that a lot of you guys were getting this rule. That's awesome. I always love it when you guys can see these things before I show it to you. And that's that. Good job. We're not going to go into this one right here. I'm not even sure why I put that in there. 360-degree counterclockwise rotation is just going to put you right back where you started. So x comma y ends up becoming x comma y. All right, all done with that. Look for some practice with that in the coming days. But for now, we're going to move on to this new one right here called a reflection. And I'm going to post this up on Schoology. You guys can print it again if you want to. But just like we did before, we're looking for the two rules that we can put into these yellow boxes right here. Okay? Now, whoops, that's not what that was supposed to say. That should say Y right there. Okay, there's two types of reflections that we're going to do this year. There's one that's going to be across the x-axis, and there's another one that's going to be across the y-axis. Now, when you get into your high school geometry classes, you'll be doing reflections across different lines, which have different rules. But as far as our 8th grade curriculum goes, these are the two lines that we're going to look at as far as reflecting. All right, let's use the same pre-image that we did last time. No reason to change anything right now. Let's see if we can remember what these coordinates are. Looks like we called this A, and that was over 1 and up 2. And then this one was B, which was over 1 and up probably 6, wasn't that? Yeah. 1 comma 6. And then this one was probably 8 comma 2, if I remember correctly. Over 8 and up 2. Okay, good. So that's our pre-image. These are the pre-image coordinates. And that's why they don't have any primes attached to the points. All right, so let's record those again. A was 1 comma 2. B was 1 comma 6. And then C is 8 comma 2. All right, here's our original coordinates, our pre-image coordinates, and we're going to see what happens when we reflect this thing across the x-axis. All right, let me grab a fresh piece of wax paper. I'm not going to use a straight edge here, but I'm going to be really careful. I'll try and limit my human error as much as I can. That looks pretty good. Little by little. That looks pretty good too. And that looks pretty good as well. All right. So that's C, that's A, and that's B. All right, cool. So I got this free-floating pre-image. Now let me line this up back where it's supposed to before we do anything. And since we're reflecting across the x-axis, I want to trace a little portion of this x-axis for my line of reflection. Alright, got it. I'm going to mark the origin as well. And if you remember what a reflection is a flip. So we're going to flip this thing. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to kind of curl it over like this and do the image of it. There we go. Now I've got to take my x-axis that I traced and I got to line it back up with the x-axis right there. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to see a mirror image of our pre-image. Alright, so you can see the letters are backwards and everything, just like you'd see in a mirror. Let's mark our new coordinates. Alright, looks like C is going to be right there. Looks like A is going to be right there. And then finally, B is going to be right over here. Alright, cool. Let me take my straight edge and I'm going to draw my new image. I think our vocabulary is built high enough now that a lot of the things that I'm saying make sense to you. This is our new image. The original is called a pre-image. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then, lastly, I want to mark these. So, let's see, this is now A prime. And this is now B prime. And this is now C prime. Alright, since we don't have a rule yet, we can't apply it. We're going to have to do this the quote-unquote hard way, which would be to just simply find out what these new coordinates are. Alright, here we go. So, A prime is 1 comma negative 2. And B prime is 1 comma negative 6. And then C prime is going to be 8 comma negative 2. 8 comma negative 2. Alright, perfect. Let's record those right over here on this notes page. Alright, so A prime became 1 negative 2. B prime became 1 negative 6. And I think I can already see what the rule is going to be. 8 comma negative 2. So this isn't a coincidence what you're seeing right here. You know, there is definitely a relationship between the pre-image coordinates and the coordinates when they get reflected across the x-axis. So just like last time, your job is to see if you can figure out what the rule is.